Hello, everyone. Thanks for being with us on this Labor Day. I'm Karen Fuller. Now at noon, Labor Day typically kicks off the final lap for candidates leading up to the November elections. And President Biden is campaigning for Democrats. We'll take you to the key battleground states. Prices are up for most anything these days, and tying the knot is one of them. In 8 minutes, see a growing trend for Arkansas couples called micro weddings. And you could be passing up on some free money. We break down a survey showing Americans are sitting on more than $20 billion in unused gift cards. But this holiday is all about the weather. Meteorologist Scott Covert is here with a peek at your grill or not to grill forecast. Scott?
Hey, Karen, fire up the grills. Just use some caution later this afternoon. Most of us are dry here at the noon hour, but when we take a look at radar and we do some really tight zooms, we can find some of those very spotty showers beginning to develop. They're just that. If you're in East End, the west side of town, you'll notice radar just swept through one of those pop-ups. Very minimal coverage right now. Very similar story just to the northwest of Russellville, north of I-40, near their Lake Dardanelle. You got one or two very spotty areas of rain. It's warming up quickly for many of us. It's 88 right now in Pine Bluff, 83 in Russellville, 87 the current temperature in the capital city. We'll see those numbers warm up a few more degrees under a very partly cloudy sky. Your chance of rain today, about 30%. We are going to see those scattered showers and thunderstorms develop this afternoon, some of which could be a bit problematic for your Labor Day plans. Here in just a few moments, we'll get an hour-by-hour look of when you can expect those showers to roll through. More of those details, as well as a peek at the rest of the week, coming right up.
Breaking news: within the past couple of hours, a judge has decided to allow former President Trump to have a special master, a third party, to review all documents seized from his Mar-a-Lago estate. Labor Day, of course, traditionally kicks off the campaign sprint to the November elections. President Biden spent the holiday weekend in two key swing states. Former President Trump is also firing up voters with rallies in one of those states over the weekend. Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
President Biden headed for his first Labor Day stop in Milwaukee, where he's speaking to union members. With a little more than 2 months to go before the midterm elections, the president is spending the holiday visiting two states with pivotal Senate races, first Wisconsin, then later Pennsylvania. The president's trip to Pittsburgh marks his third visit to Pennsylvania in less than a week. It comes after his fiery primetime speech in Philadelphia Thursday.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Over the weekend, former President Trump fired back.
He's an enemy of the state. You want to know the truth?
At a rally for Republican candidates in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania Saturday, Trump called President Biden's speech hateful and divisive. He also railed against the FBI search of his Mar-a-Lago estate.
The FBI and the Justice Department have become vicious monsters, controlled by radical left scoundrels, lawyers, and the media.
Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Washington.
And the judge also says the Justice Department is blocked from further review pending resolution of the special master's review process. But the federal government can continue with any national security assessments of those seized materials. But all this now going to take some time. Over the pond, Great Britain has a new prime minister today. The Conservative Party there announced Liz Truss as its new leader and the country's prime minister, replacing Boris Johnson. Truss is the country's third female prime minister, but she was the first female Lord Chancellor, the cabinet member in charge of the courts. More recently, she was foreign minister, taking a lead role in Britain's support for Ukraine. New developments now on a story we first brought you this morning. Bryant police have since found 3 teenagers who broke free from the Alexander Youth Services Juvenile Center late last night. Authorities located the boys in a wooded area near the Big Red at North Lake and Spring Hill Road. The trio is accused of assaulting a guard inside the facility, then crawling under a fence to escape. Tragic news today from Arkadelphia. A football player from Ouachita Baptist University has died. The school announcing 21-year-old senior lineman Clark Yarbrough collapsed Sunday morning. The The cause of his death is not yet known. The OBU Tigers had just won their season opener Thursday, and Yarbrough had 2 tackles in that victory. The senior played in all 11 games last year, finishing the season with 27 tackles and receiving an honorable mention in the All-Great American Conference. We are expecting to learn more this week on funeral arrangements and any campus gatherings. A Memphis community is on edge after the abduction of a popular teacher. 34-year-old Eliza Fletcher had been jogging early Friday morning near the University of Memphis when a man grabbed her. Police are sharing photos, hoping someone may help them find her. And we're also learning that according to police records obtained by CBS News, there is unreleased surveillance video showing the well-known teacher being violently taken by a man named Cleotha Abston. Investigators say Fletcher's phone and Abston's sandals have been found at the scene, and cell phone records show Abston's phone was in the area at the same time of Fletcher's disappearance.
I hope that they find her alive, because she got people that love her, you know. And if it's go any other way, you know, I just hope God can be able to comfort them.
Court records show the suspect does have a criminal past in Tennessee. He pleaded guilty to aggravated kidnapping in 2001. Another deadly hit and run in Little Rock this weekend, the latest in a rise in pedestrian accidents. The most recent happening early Sunday morning on Asher Avenue, just east of Fair Park Boulevard. Police say a woman died after being hit by a car as she was crossing the street. The driver did stay at the scene and has not been cited. Still no word on the name of the woman killed. THV 11 is following a suspicious case in North Little Rock that's now being called a homicide. 69-year-old Matilda Howard was found dead Thursday night at a home on North Shear Street between Pike and Percy Macon. Police are now asking anyone with information to contact them, and you can stay anonymous. We'll keep you updated as we learn more information. From Benton now, police say they had a run-in with a man inside their own building. Authorities say the man entered the lobby Friday afternoon with a gun. After some negotiations, he was taken into custody. The man's name is not yet being released. More than 4 surrounding agencies responded to the call. No one was hurt. These days, inflation and high prices are impacting just about every aspect of our lives. It's even hitting some brides-to-be who are being forced to downsize their big day. And it's spurring a new trend called micro-weddings. THV 11's Frederick Price shows us how couples are making changes to avoid breaking the bank.
It's been my lifelong dream to be a wife.
Walking down the aisle is one of the most momentous events in one's life, but May Leakey Harvey is finding out it can be stressful, especially with inflation challenges.
There's a lot of venues around here, especially in Little Rock, that are charging $6, $7, maybe $8 grand.
Initially, she had hopes of pulling off a big and extravagant wedding.
I wanted to have maybe 200 to 300 people and have a lot of food.
Now, with the price of food, flowers, and even wedding dresses up, she has no option but to pick a more realistic plan for her special day.
I've had to kind of dial back on the amount of guests I'm bringing in. I had to choose a different venue that was actually out of town.
It's something similar to a micro wedding where the couples have a quick ceremony with a smaller guest list.
We've probably done half a dozen smaller events like that.
Carol Dupriest with the venue at Oakdale tells me inflation continues to have an impact on her business.
Getting flowers in from other states, other countries is increasing the prices tremendously.
And she says people are combating these higher than usual prices by organizing these micro weddings.
I do think it was a lot to do with inflation. They would have a small, intimate ceremony and reception, and then a year later, on their first anniversary, they would have the big party.
Although Harvey is still making tough decisions about how her wedding will turn out, she remains optimistic and has some advice for any brides-to-be.
Don't be discouraged. Just try to figure out what works best for you and, you know, make it fun. Be happy.
In Little Rock, Frederick Price, THV 11 News.
And Carol Dupriest with the venue at Oakdale says people are now scheduling their weddings much farther out. Instead of 6 to 9 months in advance, people are now scheduling 12 to 18 months out. That gives them a chance to put down a deposit one year and pay the rest the next. If you're looking for other ways to save a few bucks or even more, be sure to check your purse or wallet. Gift cards are often forgotten, and you will not believe just how much they can be worth when we come back. And here's an odd question. Does the color of your car change the cost of your insurance? We'll verify after the break. Scott?
Here's a live look from RFU 11. You see some of those puffy afternoon cumulus clouds that are starting to turn into showers, maybe even some thunderstorms. How that's going to impact those Labor Day celebrations coming right up.